Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope you'll be fine. Today we are going to do chapter number 10, exercise 10.2, percentages large and small. We have already discussed questions from 10.1 in the earlier video, and I have shared the link in the description box. You can watch the video from there. So starting with question number 1 of exercise 10.2, it says, work example 10.2 shows how to write 17.5% as a fraction. So basically in this exercise, we are going to learn how to convert one quantity from fraction to decimal, decimal to percentage, percentage to fraction, and percentage to decimal. Okay. So this is all about it. And they are telling us that in example number example 10.2, which is on page number 218, you can see from there that 17.5% when written as the fraction becomes 175 upon 1000, and after simplification it turned out to be 35 upon 200. And after further simplification it became 7 upon 40. So we can say that 17.5% when written as the fraction would become 7 upon 40. You see, both are the same, but the forms are different. 17.5% is percentage and 7 upon 14 is fraction. So we can say that from here, 100 and 100% are not same. Although they look similar, but this is 100%. 100% is equals to 1 in a whole number, and 100 is 100 in the whole number. And 100 when written as the percentage would becomes 10,000%. Okay, so in percentage and fraction, we write the things differently. So they are saying choose some more percentages that end in 0.5 and then convert them into fractions. So let's take 3.5%. Okay, we'll try to convert it into fraction. How can we convert it into fraction? So remember, whenever you have to convert a percentage into a fraction, the first step is to remove this percentage sign and replace it by upon 100. That is, percentage means divided by 100. Upon 100 and divided by 100 are the same. I can write this as 3.5 divided by 100. And 3.5 divided by 100 means 3.5 upon 100. And whenever there is a point in a fraction, so basically we have to convert it into a fraction. So write down somewhere, or just keep in your mind that fraction doesn't like decimal. Fraction and decimals are opposites of one another. Decimal doesn't like denominator, and fraction doesn't like decimal. So if there is a decimal in either of the numerator or denominator, we have to remove it. And how can we remove it? We can simply remove it by seeing how many decimal places do we have. So if we have, let's say, one decimal place, we will multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 10. And it turned out to be 35 upon 1000. Now you see, we have no decimal left. So we can simplify the fraction, which is the second rule of fraction. So if you have to keep a number in fraction, you just have to look for two things. That is, none of the numerator or denominator should have a decimal. And then the numerator and denominator should be in their simplified form. These are the two concepts. These are the two requirements of a fraction. So 35 upon 1000 both could be simplified with 5. We will simplify them by 5. 5 sevens are 35. 5 twos are 10 and 0, 0. So the answer would be 7 upon 200. You see? So we can say that 3.5% is equals to 7 upon 200 in fraction. Let's take some other example. For example, we have 10.5% or yes, 10.5%. So how can we do it? Simple, 10.5 upon 100. Next, what are we going to do to remove the decimal? Multiply each by 10. It becomes 105 upon 1000. Now we will simplify them with 5. 5 twos are 10, 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 0, 0. So the answer would be 21 upon 200. Okay. Similarly, let's take one more number. For example, we have 32.5%. So it would be 32.5 upon 100. Multiply each by 10. So it becomes 325 upon 1000. Now we will simplify both by 5. 5 6 are 30, 5 5s are 25, 5 2s are 10, 0, 0. But we can simplify it further by 5. 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 zeros are 0. So your final answer would be 13 upon 40. Okay, so what have we learned in this question? That we have to convert the decimal into fraction by multiplying it by 10 if there is 0.5, and after that we just have to simplify them. Next question is, what is the smallest denominator and what is the largest denominator? So the largest denominator that we have got was 200 and the smallest denominator we got was 40. And if you go on further, I guess you would get some other answers as well. Okay. Then comes question number 2. Write these percentages as decimals and as fractions. Write each fraction in its simplest form. So now we are provided with some of the percentages and we have to convert them into both decimal and fraction. How are we going to do that? Let's see. If we have 7.5% and we have to convert it to decimal, so first step would be the same for both. Either we have to keep it in the decimal form or we have to convert it to the fraction. So the first step would be 7.5 upon 100. First, we will remove the percentage sign. And what about decimal? We talked about decimal that we do not like denominator. So we have to remove denominator in the decimal form. And how can we remove it? It's simple. Just cut down these two zeros, move your decimal 2 places backwards and it becomes 0.075. And since there is no zero or no number before zero, a point, so we will put a zero over here. So this becomes 0.075. But when it comes to fraction, what we have to do, we have to multiply each by 10. It turns out to be 75 upon 1000. And then what's next? We will simplify them. 5 ones are 5, 5 fives are 25, 5 twos are 10, 0, 0. 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 zeros are 0. The answer would be 3 upon 40 in fraction. So 7.5% is equals to 0.075 in decimal and 3 upon 40 in fraction. Okay, let's do few more. Similarly, if we have 62.5% and we have to convert it to decimal. So the first step would be the same, 62.5 upon 100. And then cut these two zeros, decimal will move 2 places backward, it becomes 0.625. Similarly, 62.5 upon 100. In this case, what do we have to do? We have to move forward. So we'll multiply them by 10 each. It becomes 625 upon 1000 and then simplify them. 5 ones are 5, 1 carry 12, 5 twos are 10, 5 fives are 25. Then 5 twos are 10, 0, 0. 5 twos are 10, 5 fives are 25, 5 40s are. Then if you move further, because we can simplify it further, 5 fives are 25, 5 eights are 40. So your final answer would be 5 upon 8. So you see, earlier we had the denominator as 40 and in the previous questions we had the denominator as 200 and now we are getting the denominator as 5 upon 8. Let's see if we could get further more small denominator or not. 1.5%. If we have to keep them in decimal, that's very simple. By just practicing a few questions, you would learn that all we need to do is just cut down the two zeros, decimal will move 2 places backwards and it becomes 0.015. Since there is no number, so we'll put a 0 and then it becomes 0.015, that is 0.015. It's in fraction that a few steps are involved. It was 1.5%, so it becomes 1.5 upon 100. Now what to do? Multiply each by 10. So it will be 15 upon 1000. And after that, what we have to do? 5 threes are 15, 5 twos are 10 and 0, 0. The answer would be 3 upon 200. So you see now this time the denominator is quite big. Then we have 47.5%. Same. You see the first step is the same. That is 47.5 upon 100. 47.5 upon 100. Okay, so it would be, cut the two zeros, decimal will move 2 places backwards, it becomes 0.475. And for this one, it would be multiplied by 10 each, and this would turn out to be 475 upon 1000. Then we'll simplify them with 5. 5 nines are 45, 5 fives are 25. Then 5 twos are 10 and 0, 0. Then further, If we simplify 95 with 5, we will get 19 and 40. So the answer would be 19 upon 40. Okay. Now, I would like you people to answer me in comment section what would be the answer to part E for question number 2. Okay. Question number 3 says copy and complete this table. 100% is given as $80. We have to convert it to 50%, 5%, and 0.5%. It means if 100% is equals to 80, what would be its 50%? So what we have to do, we'll just have to multiply the given percentage with the dollars. In this case, what are we going to do? We will multiply 80 by 50%. Then we will multiply 80 by 5%. And then we will multiply it further by 0.5%. And let's see what are the answers. Okay. I guess every time 1 0 will be reduced. Let's see. 80 multiplied by 50% would be 50 upon 100. Now, 80 multiplied by 5 upon 100. 80 multiplied by 0.5 upon 100. Now, 1 0 will cut 1 0. Second 0 will cut the second 0. Now, what are we left with? 8 5s are 40. So, the answer to first one would be 40. Then 1 0 will cut the 1 0, and then what are we left with? 40 upon 10. So now we can cut this 0 with 0. So what is the answer? 4. You see, earlier it was 40, now it becomes 4. And now it would be 0.4. Simple. 0 cut 0. 8 multiplied by 0.5 would be 0.4. Sorry, it would be 4, not 0.4. Because 8 5s are 40. And then comes the decimal point. Let me show you the working so that you people won't have any difficulty. 0.5 multiplied by 8. 8 5s are 40. And since there is one digit after the decimal place, it means we have to put the decimal before one decimal place, and it would be 4.0, which is equals to 4. And then upon 10, 4 upon 10, when we'll cut this 0, decimal will move one place backwards and it becomes 0.4. So you see the difference. Earlier it was 40, then it became 4, and later on it turned out to be 0.4. So this is how it's going to be done. 40, 4, 0.4. It means we just have to solve the first one and the rest of the two would be the similar. So 100% of 80 is given as 50%. Okay, now let's talk about 50% of 300. 50% of 300, then 5% of 300 and 0.5% of 300. So what we will do? We will do it the same way. 50 upon 100 multiply by 300. Then 5 upon 100 multiply by 300. And same with 0.5 upon 100 multiply by 300. So the two zeros of 100 would cut the two zeros of 300 in each of the case. So we are not left with any of the denominators. All we need to do is just multiply the numerators. 5 3s are 15 and the 0, it would become 150. 5 3s are 15. And so 0.5 multiplied by 3 would be 1.5. You see, the answers would be 150, 15, and 1.5. Now, what we will do, since we are not given with the 100% of a number, what are we given with? We are given with 50% of a number. So first we have to find out its 100%. Now, if we have to find out 100% of any number and a percentage is given, so in this case, what we have to do? Remember 3 formulas, students, for this. I keep on telling in my different videos that when you have to calculate the percentage, you use the formula part upon total multiply by 100%. This is the common formula that you people use when you have to calculate the percentage of your marks in exams, right? You keep the obtained marks in the numerator, the total number of marks in the denominator, and multiply it by 100%, and you get the part percentage, right? And then we have to calculate the part. So what we do, the one we were doing right now, that is we take the percentage of any part, like we were given 50%, 5%, 0.5%. These are the percentages. We take the percentage and we multiply it by the total. We get the part. Like what we did, we multiplied 80, which was the total, with a percentage of a part, which was 50%. See, we got the part that was 40. So if we have to find out the percentage of 40 out of 50, we will get 50%. Now, the third formula that we use is, if we have to find out the 100%, the total of something, 100% means the total of something, then what formula are we going to use? For this, we are going to put the part in the numerator and divide it by its corresponding percentage. So in this case, what are we going to do? We are given with the part that is 45, and its percentage is also given as 50%. So by dividing 50%, 45 with 50%, we will find the answer to its 100%. That is the total. How do we solve this? So whenever we have a percentage in the denominator, it becomes 50 upon 100. So this 100 will move to the numerator. It means 45 upon 50% would be 45 multiplied by 100 upon 50. These are some things you are going to learn with practice, with a lot of practice. The more you'll practice, the more you'll learn that how are we going to use these type of formulas. So what we did, I repeat, if we have to find out the total, we simply divide the part with its percentage, right? 45 is the part and its percentage is given as 50%. So in the next part, when there is $3.2 given, we will take its percentage, which is 5%, and we divide $3.2 with 5% to get us 100%, right? So in this case, it would be 45 multiplied by 100 upon 50, because when we will move this upon 100, so it will go to the numerator. How? Let me show it to you. It's basically 45 divided by 50%. Okay? Which is 45 divided by 50 upon 100. And the rule of division is, when we reciprocate it, it turns out to be reciprocated. When we change this division sign to multiplication sign, it reciprocates and it becomes 45 multiplied by 100 upon 50. This is the math behind that. So we will cut 50 and 100, 51s are 50, 52s are 100. Now we will multiply 45 by 2 and we will get the 100%, which is 90. So whenever we have to find out the 100%, the total of something, we will use this formula to find out its total. So 90 would be 100% of 45. Okay. And now you can check the 50% of 90, 50% means half. We already know that 50% is the half percentage and half of 90 is 45. It means it's proven that we have got the correct answer. Now we have to find out the 5% of 90, not 45. These are the 100% that we are going to use to find out the parts. So what we will do next, we will multiply 5% with 90 and it becomes 5 upon 100. Multiply by 90. So your answer would be 5 nines are 45 upon 10. When you will divide 45 with 10, 0 will cut, decimal will move one place backwards and it becomes 4.5. And now, even without calculation, we can tell that 0.5% of 90 would be 0.45. Isn't it, students? Okay, now we are given with $3.2, which is equals to 5% of our total. So what we will do, we will take this part, divide it by its percentage only. I keep repeating, then when you are not given with 100%, when you are not given with a total, then you have to use this formula that you will take the part and divide it by its corresponding percentage to find out 100%. Okay, so it would be 3.2 multiply by 100 upon 5. And when I will multiply 3.2 with 100, decimal will move two places back forwards and it becomes 320 upon 5. Now I can easily divide 320 by 5. 5 6 are 30, 5 4s are 24. So 320 divided by 5 is equals to 64. It means the total would be 64. Now when I will calculate its 50%, 50% means the half of 64. And you can check, half of 80 is 40, half of 300 is 150, half of 90 is 45. So similarly, half of 64 would be 32. Even without calculation, we can use these methods, we can use these tricks to calculate these verbally in mind. Okay, we can calculate 50% of any number mentally by simply making its half. 50% means half of the given total. Okay, so if 50% of 64 is 32, its 5% would be 3.2 and its 0.5% would be a question mark. You people have to tell me in the comment section what would be 0.5% of 64. Calculate it and then tell me in the comment section. Next, we have question number 4, which says write these percentages as fractions in its simplest form. That's simple. We have already learned that what we have to do to convert a percentage into fractions. So it's 2 upon 100, 0.2 upon 100, 8 upon 100, 0.8 upon 100, 7 upon 100, and 0.7 upon 100. So some of the numbers would remain same and some of the numbers would be changed. How? 2 upon 100 could be simplified since there is no decimal. So just we have to simplify them. 2 ones are 2. 2 into 50s are 100. It becomes 1 upon 50. But when we talk about 0.2, it means we have to multiply them by 10. 0.8, similarly, we have to multiply each by 10 to remove the decimals from the fraction. Since we have to keep them in fractions, so we have to remove the decimals. It becomes 2 upon 1000. It becomes 8 upon 1000. And it becomes 7 upon 1000. What about these three? 8 upon 100 could be simplified. So it becomes 2 4s are 8. 2 50s are 100. Again, it could be simplified with 2 2s are 4. 2 25s are. So the answer would be 2 upon 25. Then comes 7 upon 100. We cannot simplify 7 upon 100. So these would be the answers to first, third, and fifth part. 1 upon 50, 2 upon 25, 7 upon 100. Now let's simplify 2 upon 1000. It would be 2 ones are 2, 2 fives are 10, 0, 0. So the answer would be 1 upon 500. You see the relation between these two? Similarly, 8 upon 1000 when simplified, 2 fours are 8, 2 fives are 10, and 0, 0. 2 twos are 4, 2 250s are 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, and 125. It becomes 1 upon 125. You see? Next we have seven upon 1000. So 7 upon 1000 would also remain same since we cannot simplify 7 with 1000. So the answer to this would be 7 upon 1000. So you see, to part 1, it was 1 upon 50. To part 2, it became 1 upon 500. To part 3, it became 2 upon 25. To part 4, it was 1 upon 125. To part 5, it was 7 upon 100. And for part 6, it was 7 upon 1000. Let's do question number 5. We have already learned, students, that if percentage along with its total is given, what we have to do, we have to use the formula to find out part is equals to part percentage multiplied by the total. So if we are provided with a statement like 1% of 600 kilograms, so what we will do, we will simply multiply 1% with 600. When there is off between two quantities, remember there is multiplication between these two quantities. So it would be 1% is equals to 1 upon 100 multiply by 600. Now what we will do, we will simplify them, 0, 0 cut. So what are we left with? 6. It means 1% of 600 is equals to 6. Similarly, 1.5% of 600 would be 1.5 upon 100 multiply by 600. So we'll do the same. Cut the two zeros. What are we left with? 1.5 multiply by 6. Now we will multiply 1.5 with 6 and the answer to this would be 9. Because 15 6 are 90. So 1.5 into 6 is equals to 9. Simple. Next we have 3.5% of 600. So it would be 3.5 upon 100 multiply by 600. We have to do the same. 3.5 multiply by 6 is equals to 21. And you can check these. Okay. If you will multiply 3.5 with 6, you will get 21. 6 5s are 30. 6 3s are 18. 19, 20, 21. Now we have one decimal place. So one decimal would come over here and it becomes 21.0. That is 21. Next, we have 2.2% of 600 kilograms. So let's do this one as well. 2.2% of 600. Okay. So it would be 2.2% upon 100. Multiply by 600. 0, 0, cut. 2.2 multiplied by 6 is equals to 6 2s are 12. 6 2s are 12 and 13. It would be 13.2. Yes. And there is one more thing, students. You can do these questions like this. After finding 1% of something, like in the part 1, it was 6. So what we have to do, if we multiply 6 directly with 1.5, with 3.5, with 2.2. Then also you can get your answers the same. That is 6 multiplied by 1.5 is equals to 9. 6 multiplied by 3.5 is equals to 21. And 6 multiplied by 2.2 is equals to 13.2. So what have we learned? That we can use both formulas for solving these type of questions. So if we have calculated 1% of something, we can easily calculate any of its percentage by simply multiplying whatever value of 1% is by multiplying the given percentage without using the percentage sign. You see what we did? We multiplied 1% with 1.5, 3.5 and 2.52 to get the final answers. Now we have question number 6 of the same sort. Let's see how to do this one. So in question number 6, it says, work out 1% of 7,000 meters. So what we will do, we will multiply 1% with 7,000. And how do we calculate it? You can, students, if you are given with a number having so many zeros, like if there are at least 2 zeros, so how can you calculate 1% of it? By simply cutting the 2 zeros. Like if we have 7,000 over here and we cut down the last 2 zeros, we are left with 70. So without even calculation, I can tell you 1% of 7,000 would be 70. Similarly, if we talk about 1% of 600, there were 2 zeros in 600. So we can say 1% of 600 would be 6, cutting the 2 zeros. You see, this is how you can calculate 1% of any number having 2 zeros at least. So 1% of 7,000 would be 1 upon 100 multiplied by 7,000. And when you will cut the two zeros with the two zeros, you are left with 1 multiplied by 70, which is 70. So 1% of 7,000 meters would be 70 meters. Right? Now we have to use the answer to part A to work out for 2%. So what we will do, we will multiply 70 by 2. Similarly, 70 by 0.5, 70 by 0.1, 70 by 0.3. So we can say that if we have calculated 1% of any quantity, we can calculate any percent for that particular quantity by multiplying its 1% value with the given percentage. So if you multiply 70 with 2, we will get the answer as 140. If we will multiply 7 with 5, we will get 35. So if we will multiply 70 by 5, we will get 350. And if we will multiply 70 by 0.5, we will get 55. You see how I did that without even calculating it. I split it 7 multiply by 10 multiply by 0.5. When we will multiply 0.5 with 10, the 0 will cut, decimal will move one place forward and it becomes 5. So 7 5s are 35. You see, you need to learn these type of calculations to make your calculations even easier and faster. Similarly, 70 multiplied by 0.10 would be 7 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 0.1. 10 multiplied by 0.1 would be 1. So 70 multiplied by 0.1 would be 7. You see, 7 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 0.1. When I will multiply 10 by 0.1, this decimal will move one place forward and it becomes 7 ones are 7. Similarly, 70 multiplied by 0.3 is equals to 7 multiplied by 3, which is 21. You see how easy the calculations have become after deducing that we can multiply any zero digit number, any number having zeros with a decimal number very easily by giving that zeros to the decimal places and multiplying the remaining whole numbers. So we have completed question number 6 of exercise 10.2. Inshallah, we are going to do few more questions in the next video. Until then, take care. Do subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to share it with your friends. Allah Hafiz.